High on a hill in Louisville, Kentucky, stands Waverly Hills Sanatorium, a place where time stands still, and the echoes of the past whisper through its abandoned halls. Once a beacon of hope for those suffering from tuberculosis, it soon became a place of despair, tragedy, and lingering spirits. Thousands perished within its cold, sterile walls, and many believe that not all of them left. This is the story of Waverly Hills, a place where the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. Built in 1910, Waverly Hills was meant to be a refuge, a place where fresh air and cutting-edge treatments could combat the relentless grip of tuberculosis. At the height of the epidemic, the sanatorium housed over 400 patients at a time, each clinging to a fragile hope of survival. But hope was often met with heartbreak. Medical science was still in its infancy, and with no cure available, treatments were as grueling as the disease itself. Patients endured extreme procedures in an attempt to reclaim their breath. Yet for many, the only relief came in the form of death. The methods used at Waverly Hills were brutal by today's standards. Pneumothorax treatments, where doctors intentionally collapsed a lung to rest it, often led to horrific complications. Rib removal surgery was another common practice. Doctors would remove entire sections of a patient's rib cage in a desperate attempt to allow the lungs to expand. The mortality rate was staggering. The most controversial of these procedures was the lobotomy, performed on patients deemed mentally unstable or suffering from extreme cases of the disease. Though considered medical advancements at the time, these treatments left many in unbearable pain. Or worse, left to die in hospital beds that never saw recovery. Death was so common at Waverly Hills that the staff sought to shield the remaining patients from its harsh reality. A secret tunnel, later dubbed the body chute, became the sanatorium's hidden passage to transport the deceased away from prying eyes. This 500-foot-long underground tunnel led from the hospital down to the base of the hill, where hearses and carts would discreetly carry the bodies away. But even in death, it seems, the patients refused to leave. Many visitors report eerie sensations while walking through the tunnel. A sudden drop in temperature, whispers in the dark, and fleeting shadows that dance along the damp, concrete walls. But the body chute is only one of many haunted locations within Waverly Hills. Visitors and paranormal investigators alike have encountered inexplicable phenomena throughout the building. Shadow figures dart between doorways, unseen hands tug at clothing, and disembodied voices echo through the empty halls. Some claim to have seen full-bodied apparitions, ghostly patients still roaming the corridors, unaware that their time in the hospital has long since ended. Perhaps the most infamous room in Waverly Hills is room 502. It is here that legend tells of a young nurse who took her own life, her body discovered hanging from a noose near the window. Some say she was driven to despair after learning she was pregnant and unmarried, a scandalous fate in her time. Others whisper that something more sinister lurks in room 502, something that drove her to madness. To this day, those who enter the room report feelings of overwhelming sadness, dizziness, and an unshakable sensation of being watched. For decades, Waverly Hills has been a magnet for paranormal investigators, eager to uncover the truth behind the hauntings. Many leave with chilling evidence, EVP recordings capturing voices from beyond, sudden spikes on electromagnetic field detectors, and unexplainable apparitions caught on film. Some claim to have felt unseen hands touch them, heard their names whispered in the darkness, or seen doors slam shut without a breath of wind. What lies within these walls? A residual haunting, forever replaying the suffering of those who lived and died here. Or something more intelligent, more aware, something watching, waiting. Today, Waverly Hills stands as both a historic monument and a chilling reminder of the past. Efforts to preserve the building continue, and ghost tours attract thrill seekers from around the world. But whether you visit for history or for hauntings, one thing is certain. Waverly Hills is more than just an abandoned hospital. It is a place where life and death intertwine, where history refuses to be forgotten, and where, if you listen closely, you might still hear the whispers of those who once called it home. Some believe the souls of Waverly Hills remain, tethered to the place where their final breath was drawn. Others say it's simply the echoes of a painful past. But if you ever find yourself walking its darkened halls, pause for just a moment and listen. The wind carries stories here, stories of sorrow, fear, and of those who may never truly rest.